sketchy.
Sibling Things.
Jelly, sketchy. Jelly, sketchy.
I'm gonna cheer you up.
Jelly, sketchy.
Attention, everyone. Hello.
And now, your host for the Sibling Things podcast, Doug Hogan.
Welcome. After what? A week and a half of not doing a show, we bring you a special edition of Sibling Things podcast.
So special.
I am your host, Doug Hoogate Jr. Dougie. I got to keep remembering that with my big little bro, Sketchy. Yeah. And Jenna B. This was a very last minute. Not so much last minute, but it was a quick thing because so let me explain. We haven't had an episode now for it's been about over a week and a half, almost 2 weeks.
Yeah,
because been moving.
Doug was in jail. Don't let him lie.
Yeah,
he was in jail.
I was in
just
prison.
bailed his ass out. Had to take, bail bondsman had
Fresh
my title from a truck and shit.
It's funny because if I didn't have my hoodie on, I have a cutoff sleeve shirt and I look like I did just come out of jail. So yeah,
So you got to start talking like this, so maybe people will understand. I just got out the clink. Okay, don't mess with me.
Yeah,
you know Rocco. Rocco knows me. You tell him about me.
Now, if somebody Rocco is listening,
bring it.
Because honestly, I know there ain't no Roccos around here except for there is. The guy that just opened up the damn garage. Okay, I'm sorry,
like, why
sir.
are you bringing up my name already?
I'll be like, wow, you really talk like that?
So we had a lot of different things to deal with, but yeah, we're back. Nothing bad. I said there are a lot of things to deal with, like it's like we seriously were, banned or barred from the FCC.
We were, we get down like that.
Federal government.
Yeah.
But
okay, cool. We got a couple minutes. Let me say this real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
So the Cricket Life show,
yes, August, right?
Yes, August. I forget what the date is. So the night before, I'm going to be DJing at the Engine House for their pregame, for their pre-party.
Okay.
I was thinking we should live stream there.
Let's do it.
Yeah, that would be dope because I'm also. Oh wait, no, never mind. I can't say anything yet because it's not ready.
At least you caught yourself.
I caught myself before. Oh man, I almost got sued.
Oh, he would really sue you.
No.
Yeah.
No. This is an artist. It's about an artist that everybody around here knows, but I'm not going to say who yet.
Is it? So it's an artist, not like Jonathan Taylor of like the Colts or nothing like that.
No, it's my friend Justin. He's a timberman.
Yeah. It's not Jelly Roll, is it?
Yeah, no, it's Swiss Roll. That's my buddy Swiss.
Oh,
he's cool.
Oh, good. Yeah, there's a lot posted about like that coming up. The whole that show in August, and
it's gonna be big because he's got Elijah the Boy coming. I don't know if you know him. He's a rapper too.
No, that's unfortunately.
Really yeah, I guess he is. Yeah,
nothing against him. But I
don't know him yet. That's okay.
That's okay. Nobody knows me.
It's funny because I've had these conversations at work that I'm still stuck music in like from prior to 2004.
I
maybe
remember your cars, your trucks.
Oh, yeah.
You had the NSYNC, all NSYNC out. No. There's nothing wrong with it. You know why? Because I jammed out to them too.
But listen, it's crazy because me and Davey.
Yes.
Okay, we had the systems in our car, and it was the oddest things, music that hit the hardest.
Exactly.
And you're right. Some of them are them pop boy bands.
Yep.
But you know what honestly hit hard? Can't Fight the Moonlight.
Can't fight the moonlight.
That's all. Listen, when I tell you some of these songs, you would never believe they freaking, and they hit perfect.
And you had, nothing hit harder than Salt Shaker. I feel like during our time of systems, Salt Shaker was the hardest hitting song out.
That and Shake Your Tail Feather.
I don't remember that. Oh, Nelly from the Bad Boys 2 soundtrack.
From Nelly.
Shake Your Tail.
Diddy. Well, can we even say his name?
Oh my God, nope. We're gonna get rated, bro.
Yeah, we can't do all that. Yeah.
But
we
should
going back to that.
Yeah, we should do that. We should definitely.
And when is the live stream or when is the Engine House thing?
The night before the show,
which is
a Friday night. I'll get back to you that.
Okay, go ahead. Actually, it's crazy because I did forget I do have to do this real quick because listen, like I said in the last episode, I don't know if you hear people talk about this whole like being in Facebook jail or something. I don't know
That's so stupid.
if that is what is happening, but when we stream, I stream it through the Sibling Things podcast page.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, out of nowhere, after our one episode, it was like, "Oh, you are unable to stream live." I'm like, "We have fucking 11 episodes."
I'm telling you, maybe the messages we were getting were real.
Yeah,
man.
right. The spammer. So now I stream it through my my fan page, my public page, and then I just have to share it until I can figure out what's going on. But either way, that's where we're at.
Fucking AI, man.
No, I'm telling you, AI.
You know what I mean?
So,
oh my god. Oh,
But-
okay. To go back to that pre-party.
go ahead, yep.
Why do you put DJ Hoagie? It's not DJ Hoagie. It's DJ Sketchy.
That's
It was
it.
DJ. Honestly, my DJ name was DJ White Trash, but I had to change it because I'm doing more professional things now. And they were like, "Oh, who's playing the music? Yo, that's DJ White Trash. Make sure you go, yeah." August 16th.
August 16th.
Yes.
Gotcha.
2027. No, it's fine.
2020. It's in 15 years.
Don't worry about it. I know you'll have time.
No
You got plenty-
excuse. You got
no
plenty.
excuse. You
No
can't be
excuse.
there. You have 22 years. We'll see you there.
Yeah.
So.
Fuckers.
Yeah. Anyway, so tonight, the reason, again, we're on here tonight without Jenna because John had to work late.
And I had to get my nails done, so shut the hell up.
So tonight, it's really cool. So I with what I do for a living, which is answer telephone calls of people on their worst day.
Sad
I'm part of 911 groups, and one day it popped up on my feed that someone posted in one of the 911 groups that, hey, looking to have guests for a podcast, and it was a 911 podcast.
Yeah.
So of course, right off the bat with what we do, I'm like,
Hell yeah.
let me reach out
That's called linking up.
and do some cross promotion. And it was cool because they responded back, and I actually we did an episode where I was on. We're redoing it in a couple of weeks, but I actually have the hosts on tonight to talk with us. And I do see that they are ready and on here. So let's
let's year.
What's that?
Do they year?
I guess they're gonna learn what year is. So yes, let's bring on Kacey and Anna. So let's welcome them to the show.
Hi guys.
There we go.
Yeah. We got some intro music here. you know?
Yeah, some rock and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did it. That's what I'm talking about.
Did what?
You didn't hear it? Yeah.
Oh, I missed that. I had the rock playing in my ear. So and it's funny, Kacey, Quesadilla.
Yeah.
I love that. And Anna. So guys, welcome to the show. I know we've talked before. Welcome to our show, Sibling Things.
Hi.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. So Kacey and Anna, they are the hosts of the 911 Delta Tethered for Life podcast. And as I said to them before, I think this is a great concept because in this line of work, it is a very, maybe not so much physical, but very mentally exhausting career to have.
Yeah.
And the way they're going about this is great because it lets people connect. So again, welcome to the show. And again, don't worry about filter. They were asking me, do we have to filter? Yes, we speak proper.
I'm not allowed on camera, so you're only going to hear me. Dennis
Okay.
said I wasn't pretty enough.
You're
Yeah.
too ugly. Don't stay on the camera.
Yeah, and if you hear Jenna's voice, that's
Yes.
anyway. Yeah, it's a whole different concept, I guess, of what you guys do. But here we are.
That's all right.
So, with that being said, like to give you guys a chance to each introduce yourselves and your background. So, Anna, we'll start with you. Tell us a little about yourself.
Okay. Well, I am a Navy brat. I grew up being a Navy brat, and so I moved around and when I finally decided that I was going to go off and go to college, I studied sports medicine. And I thought, oh, I'm going to do great things and be an athletic trainer for some professional sports team and all of this. And as I was growing up, I had also become a horse girl. So you'll see horse stuff behind me.
Nice.
And when I got out of college and realized that all of these athletic training jobs that I thought I wanted were all encompassing and you had no free time unless you worked in a high school or a clinic. And the schools, you still actually didn't have very much time and you didn't get paid a whole lot. The clinics, I did that for a while and I was bored to death. So I actually had a couple of clients in one of my rehab clinics who were 911 dispatchers, and they were, they had sitting injuries, right?
I mean, I myself have a dispatcher body, so
right. Right. So, and I was kind of telling them, like, oh God, I volunteered. Actually, I went to EMT class right out of high school and I volunteered a little bit. And then we had to do some hours in college on the ambulance. And so I had some familiarity with EMS. And I was like, both of my grandfathers also were firemen. And they were like, you should come be a 911 dispatcher. We're hiring because, when is 911 not hiring? Right.
Absolutely.
And they told me the schedule and I am like, okay. And the money was pretty good. So I'm like, well, I could horse show every other weekend and I'd make enough money to pay for that and et cetera, et cetera. So I was like, why not apply? I ended up applying to 2 different agencies, got offered jobs at both, took the one that was closer to home, and the rest is history. I did that full time for 10 years and then part time after that. So it's been a total of 16, 17 years now.
Wow.
And and then I was telling all of my friends that I worked with, we had this great shift. We were on D shift. That's how we got 911 Delta as our podcast name. And Kacey was one of those. All of them left me one by one. And I kept saying, guys, we should do a podcast. We need to start a podcast. And they kind of, I guess, thought I was joking. I found out later. And finally, Kacey was like, oh, hell, let's just do it. And I'm like, okay.
That's the spirit.
Yeah. So here we are.
Ended happy.
Yeah.
All started leaving one by one. I will remember you. And then here we are making a podcast.
Right.
You will remember me.
Yeah. I like these girls.
Oh my gosh. You would have so much fun with Kacey. She is the music girl.
Heck yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So with that, Kacey, how about you? What got you into this whole crazy world of crazy dispatchers? Because we're crazy.
Well, I'm not really sure because I've had a pretty fucking boring life. And these damn dogs. Every time I get on this thing, these dogs fucking bark.
That's all right. We'll get a letter from the FCC, I guess.
They're trying to warn
you. This isn't a warning, right?
I don't know. Maybe.
Get out the Remington.
I'm not really sure really what got me into it because I worked for doctor's offices and that kind of thing beforehand, and my life was pretty boring. I started dispatching in 2007, and it became a little bit too much for me as far as working the night shift and not being able to sleep. And I just had to let it go and let it go. Let it go.
Oh man, if Jenna was here,
Anyways,
you would already have her on like 5 different songs by now.
Okay, sorry. So yeah, and then I retired, I guess you could say, in 2022. So 16 years I dispatched.
All right. So you're a day shifter then. That's the shift you prefer.
Well, I prefer nights if my body could have handled it, but I'm old as fuck. So I mean,
Are
Yeah,
we
don't
all?
lie. You're just a morning person. She's just one of those day walkers.
It just, you know,
So when the alarm goes off at like 4:30 or whatever time it is for day work, you're just up and like, yeah, here we go.
yeah, pretty much.
Not me.
I don't know. I gotta hand it to y'all because the hours y'all work, like I'm just a maintenance dude. If I gotta get my Wawa coffee at the same time every morning, and plus y'all be hearing some sad shit when the people
Yeah.
call. Like I couldn't. No, honestly, my heart's too weak for that. I couldn't do that. That's not me.
But the crazy
Kudos to
kind of
y'all.
outweighs it. Am I right?
Yeah,
Yes,
and
most
sometimes
definitely.
you hear some really funny shit. I mean, you wouldn't believe the.
And the repeat callers and stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah, you have.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Of course, we can't say the names, but
Yeah.
we all in every agency
Jenna
have
Hoagate.
those names
Mm-hmm.
that we know.
For sure.
Mhm.
So with that, let's go. So you 16 years. Is there what is maybe something that sticks in your head the most, like your most memorable call, dispatch, or however, anything in the job that you can remember that sticks out? Go ahead,
Well,
Anna.
from-
Sorry.
Go ahead, Anna.
Oh, okay. Let me see.
Listen,
Ooh.
we don't follow a format. We just
Yeah,
it's
we
all
start
good.
talking, and until the first person says "shut the hell up," then we
Well, I think the first time that I really realized the mental load that you could carry was a night that Casey was not at work. And we were short staffed. We had these line of thunderstorms, which are apparently called a derecho storm. I had never heard of such a thing before this night.
Derecho storm.
Derecho.
like the
It's
nachos.
like, yeah, exactly. And fast moving thunderstorms with like straight line winds. And we were sitting there. It was a pretty quiet night. And we started getting calls from a jurisdiction like 90 miles away.
Mm.
And I'm like, oh, that can't be good. They must be getting hammered with something, you know?
Right, 'cause
Yeah.
you guys have the layover,
Right.
obviously.
I mean,
Right.
we're like, I don't know how many cell towers away, right?
Yeah, right.
90 miles worth. So I'm like, that's not good. And I was like, let me pull up the weather on my phone. And literally, I swiped up the app and our phones blew up. And we had, I don't know how many calls we took, but we had 2 structure fires. The first one, we ended up having a firefighter mayday. The roof collapsed as he was doing his walk around and
damn.
fell on top of him.
Wow.
And I was the only fire dispatcher that night.
Wow.
Yeah. At one point, we had 8 channels. They were all occupied. And I finally, and the patrol sergeant had come across the radio and said, hey, everybody just hunker down. We're not going to check alarms. We're not going to do anything until this quiets, right? And so they were totally really not doing anything. And I'm, of course, getting hammered. I mean, the phone is ringing steady, so everybody's answering calls.
That's
But-
always when everyone wants to call, when the things are just
Right.
absolutely at its worst. Right. I get it.
Right. And tell me that, yeah, I know your cable's out or your power's out or whatever, because it's, and I heard the Mayday and I was like, did he know? He didn't really say that. And I remember I asked the on-scene commander, confirm, and he said, if you heard it, dispatch, call it, because he didn't hear it.
Right.
And so I did. And at that moment, I knew that I heard the units responding that they were having to cut trees to get to the scene. So they were saying, hey, everybody that's coming behind us, you got to come this route because, and this was it was out in the country, out by a lake. That's a big vacation spot for people. So it's not right in town. You guys all have to come this way because you're going to have to cut trees. Just follow our path. And I knew, so nobody was getting there in a hurry. And I just had this moment of like, oh shit, I might have a panic attack right now.
Oh yeah, overwhelming, extremely
And
overwhelming.
right. And I was like, just breathe.
Mhm.
And then I just, went on with it. And I remember at one point yelling at my supervisor and saying, we were all pretty good friends. And I'm like, I don't give a shit what you do, but you have to
Right.
do something. You got to take a channel.
Right now, is in your agency, is everyone cross trained, or do you have some that work just solely police and some just solely fire and EMS?
At the time we had quite a few that were only trained on one radio.
Okay.
Now pretty much everybody is cross trained. They try to do that, but we had everybody, I think, except for one of us, where there were only 4 of us working. So 3 of us were cross trained.
Right.
The 4th was only a call taker at the time.
Oh.
And she was supposed to be training on the patrol radio, but of course you can only do that when you have enough people, right?
Right.
And she ended up, he's like, you're gonna sit over here, because I mean, at the time her radio didn't even have a console. So he's like, you're gonna sit over here and you're just gonna acknowledge like 10-4, like, and the other patrol dispatcher can do all the hard work, right? You're just gonna timestamp and whatever.
As long as you can say numbers and know what numbers to say,
Right.
that's the most important, right?
Right. And he helped me, and it was insane. I mean, we had so many calls. We couldn't, you were just scrolling on the CAD screen because you couldn't see everything in one screen. It was crazy. And so that was the first time that I was really like, man, like that one almost got me. And
it's crazy because I again, anytime a major storm comes through with us, even like you said, even if it's one, never heard of the Doritos storm or what
right.
but I do remember years ago when not Hurricane Sandy, Superstorm Sandy
right
came through, and I was working that night, and same thing, like everything was just hitting the fan. Not only that, the building decided to lose power and the generators didn't want to come on. And that was what we had next tell. And our dad at the time was a police sergeant in one of the agencies that we dispatched for. So we're using the Nextel to at least talk to them.
But the whole
right.
Yeah, right. So
right.
But you're, I know what you mean. It just gets overwhelming, and no matter how long you do it, we're only human, kind of. So,
right.
So I totally get it. Wow. So how about you, Casey? What sticks out in your head? What's a memorable call for you?
I think the worst one for me to this day, well, there's actually 2. One is when one of our K9 units, 4-legged fella got shot. That was really tough for me.
Yeah.
Wow. I am a sucker for German Shepherds. I have 4 myself here at home.
Are they police trained?
Oh no.
Oh,
hell no.
Are you a
K9
unit down there?
I wish. Yeah, I'm too out of shape for that shit for sure. So that was really tough. And then I had a little girl whose brother, I think he was like 17, had called in initially and reported that his dad, had shot himself. Oh. And then for whatever reason, he was trying to get the mom on the phone, and that bitch wouldn't get on the phone. And so then he put his little sister on the phone, and she must have been like 8 or 9. And I remember to this day, her name was Carly. And, it just broke my heart that those fucktards there did that to that little girl. Right. So I, of course, made her leave the room because it was obvious he was no longer living, and there's no sense in that poor child sitting there looking at her father like that. So, but at the end of that call, when the units arrived, like, she ended up thanking me, and for whatever reason, like, that has stuck with me for all these years. And that's probably been about 8 or 9 years ago.
That's just what I'm talking about. See?
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. The first call, I'm like, I quit. I'm gonna go cry in my car for an hour and then go home.
I will say it's funny because Ryan a few weeks ago, because he works for, where we
A maintenance guy.
work in the same government agency. Okay, we'll just say that. I don't know how much we're allowed to say because we do have listeners to do, so we'll just leave it at that. Anyway, well, Ryan being in maintenance, he actually painted for like 2 weeks in our center, and he actually told me, he's like, I'm over there painting, listening to some of y'all with your stuff,
and I don't even got to hear what the other person's saying, just like the way that the person, I'm like, oh my God, how are you holding it together? Like, I'm giving my address and come hug me. Come hug me.
Some of them, the moment you do that and they find out where you are, you don't want that.
No.
I'm here for that hug.
I like your voice.
Oh shit!
But see, and that's going, Casey, with what you said. That's one, I think, of the biggest, most difficult things in this line of work is the fact that we have to take action and we have to make things happen over the telephone, over the phone.
Right.
I mean, we're not there, and a lot of times we don't have that closure as to what happens. Yeah, I mean, and it can be emotionally toll, especially with kids. I mean, so no matter how long you do it, I mean, you come numb to a lot of things, but there are things that still.
All right, I got a question for all three of you dispatchers. What's your favorite
PST?
I'm sorry.
Is that what y'all
right? Right.
Traumatized by something?
Might as well be. Anyway, go ahead. Yeah.
All right, Doug, I'll start with you. What's your favorite snack to eat at your desk while you're doing your thing? I'm going to say Skittles.
No, I don't really have a snack, but I drink a lot of Pepsi.
See me pissing.
Yes.
Oh, no, not a Pepsi guy.
See?
But do you remember, I used to be, so I had weight loss surgery back in 2015. Prior to that, it was Mountain Dew.
Yes. I'm surprised you had kids, bro. I'm telling you.
Even better.
I have not had Mountain Dew for quite some time, but
you remember when you got X-rayed for getting hurt in football, and your X-rays were green? His X-rays were green, like Eagles.
Yeah. So it's not so much that I snack. I mean, I'll have dinner and everything like that. Maybe some chocolate, like especially if it's like 1 a.m. You're like, I need sugar, even though it doesn't help. You're still doing the zombie nod. But Pepsi is more along.
All right, Quesadilla, how about you? What's your choice?
Pretty much any fucking thing you put in front of my face except chocolate. I'm not chocolate. I mean, I'm a fat bitch, so I mean, like,
no,
anything goes.
Dispatcher bodies. I said.
Matter of fact, when I pulled out your guys' locker, there was a Pop-Tart in there, still in the wrapper. I thought about it. It was about 9 a.m., but I didn't
how
do
long
it.
That Pop-Tart's probably been.
I was asking some of your coworkers. I'm like, how much money you got? I'll eat this shit right now.
The worst part is it's probably sitting there for 3 years.
The preservatives, man, we're good.
Someone's like, there's that Pop-Tart, and they're munching on it.
Yeah, but Pepsi and Mountain Dew, that was my thing too, for sure.
Yeah. All right, how about you, Anna?
Huge.
Oh man, I'm a Coke girl, so
yes, Team Coke.
Yeah, Team Coke for sure, for sure.
I think we might have to end this now. Yeah, it's because I'm not a coffee drinker. I don't know about you guys.
Me, no.
I'm not either.
I like to smell it, but not drink it.
Yeah, it does.
Is that weird?
Good.
I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah,
but.
It smells good because they're, when night shift, other people on my shift, they'll drink coffee, and it does smell good. But like our dad lives,
I love
and
coffee.
breathe. Oh yeah, you do too.
Oh man, it tastes like burnt water.
Well, that's the thing. Okay, Monday through Friday, it's hot coffee from Wawa.
Coffee.
On the weekends, it's Dunkin' frozen coffee, bro. Dunkin', I love Dunkin'.
Now, see, I could do like a frozen mocha, but just straight coffee, no.
Okay.
Yeah, see, I can do the how do you want to call them?
The girly drinks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, yeah.
Don't forget my cinnamon
See,
and the caramel.
Now I will ask you. Now, am I allowed to say where you guys are from?
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
So you're in Fredericksburg, Virginia, big Civil War town, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
what time is it there?
It's
How far time is it is where you are?
Oh, it's 2020.
It's 8:20 here.
Goose.
Right.
What is it there?
I knew that. I was as good as you guys.
Actually, side note, I remember Dad went to like Tennessee, and I joked with him and said, "What time is it there?" And he's like, "Oh," and he said it was like an hour behind. I'm like, "Stop
Yeah.
playing." I was like, "Quit playing with me," and it really
It's like,
was.
dude, I'm in Japan. It's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where was I getting at? I totally see. That's what happens. I
Sorry.
say sidetrack. No, it was my fault. But yeah. But anyway. So all right. Now with that being said, so what? And listen, I have to apologize because again, I went on there and they are great interviewers. Like they sent me a lot, and I feel bad because I feel like I'm asking them the same things they asked me. So don't sue for copyright.
Oh, that's a great idea.
Right.
Just
Well,
kidding.
but we know you're a dispatcher, so you don't have a lot of money. So
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, we won't open that can of worms. Anyway, so what is one thing you asked me, and it's a great question. What is something that someone who wants to get into this line of work, what advice would you give them? And this time, Quesadilla, we'll start with you. I like that. I'm calling you that from now on, by the way.
Yeah, quesadilla. Well, that's a really tough question because there's so many things. Like when I first started, I thought I was the badass bitch. I had this job. I could be nosy. I'm getting paid for it. Give me all the hot calls, like all the murders, all that good shit we say good shit, but it's really not good shit.
It's like dark and twisted humor.
Yeah. But, as you are in it for so many years, like it really fucks you up. And it really takes a certain kind of person to be able to handle that, not only while you're in the job itself, but afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think people really realize. They don't, like, for me personally, I never wanted to admit, like, I knew years before I actually left the career that it was having a toll on me, but I was never quite ready to give it up. And my mom kept saying, no, you need to really find something. It's just too much. I'm like, no. But yeah, it really was. And I just was in denial because I did love the job and it made me who I am now. Pretty much the person that just doesn't give a fuck about anything. And I am screwed up in the head a little bit because I don't like going out. I don't, I don't want to deal with the bullshit anymore. I go to work at a job now that I absolutely love, which I work for a local fire department and
excellent.
As admin assistant, I absolutely love it. So I'm not too far out of the lane, but
right.
It's normal hours, and I just come home and live under my little rock and with all my little farm animals, and that's it.
Nothing wrong with that. Because you're right. Yeah, I mean, it is. I myself, as we've discussed, really, on top of personal issues that I had going on in my life, in addition to the job, I had to take some time because it really got to me bad with everything.
Yeah.
Kind of really put me at rock bottom. But fortunately, I was able to had the opportunity to return, and since then, again, mental health is a huge thing that I support in helping. Because just everything. I guess it really doesn't matter what you do, but especially in this line of work, people think it's funny. We had someone come in years ago into our center and actually threw up papers that said, "What do y'all do? A monkey could do your job."
What?
Okay. Well, why don't you sit down and give it a try for about an hour? But the worst part is when you do have outside people come in, nothing happens.
No. Yeah. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. So
always the way.
How about you?
I would say to be very aware of yourself, right? Know yourself, know your limits, and like your brother, if you're like, I'm going to take this on, and you need to go outside and sit in my car for an hour and cry, it's not the place for you.
Right.
You got to be able to leave it at work, and you also have to be able to turn it off and keep working through whatever is happening until you get to a point where you can take a break.
Yep.
So I think it's really important to educate yourself, because probably your agency is not going to do it, and educate yourself on the mental health aspects.
Yeah.
I don't want to say lucky, but I went through a divorce before I started dispatching, and my ex had combat PTSD. So I learned a lot about that from that experience, and it just opened my mind to it, right? And so I feel like kind of like you, like I did really well. I went, years and years and years, and really it was 2020 that got to me.
Right.
Because at that time I was only working part-time, but I had 2 little kids at home, and work was almost my escape.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see
And
that.
then it was zero fun because everybody was pissed off with the protests and the riots. And when my husband was at work, because he at the time was a firefighter, he is a firefighter paramedic, but he was working on the street at the time. And he would say, hey, like, the city's sketchy tonight with the riots and the whatever. And then I would go into work, and I mean, the deputies that are coming in are just pissed off that, they've had to deal with somebody else. People would call on the phone and just cuss you out, like, for no reason. And I finally realized, I mean, like, one day scrolling through social media, and I just wanted to rip off like all of my friends' heads, because I'm like, you're so stupid, you don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah.
I was like, whoo, girl, you got to calm down.
Right.
And that's when I really started to notice, for myself that, hey, there's some things that you need to do to kind of get out of that funk.
Right.
But you can be in that funk for years and not figure it out. I know people that are there, right? So it's just know yourself, be aware, educate yourself on the mental health. And otherwise, it can be a great career if you like doing lots of shit at one time.
Yes. Oh, yeah. No doubt about that.
And sometimes you're going to be bored, and then other times you're going to be totally overwhelmed. If you can go from one extreme to the other, and you don't mind listening to people's bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. Now, actually, that's a good. So we just talked about memorable calls. Let's go with crazy. What does anything stick out in your mind as the absolute? The fuck did that just happened? Does one stick out that? I mean, yeah, we have my electric's out. It's storming. We just had an earthquake a week ago.
I bet that was busy.
We had one of those. When was that case? 2000.
Oh, shit.
Was it the 2011 one? Because we felt.
Yeah, that's it.
And it's funny because I was working when that happened, and everything blew up, and everyone, like, the phones meeting,
Right.
But
Yeah.
we have a nuclear plant near us, and
We did too.
Right, everyone swore that it blew up.
Oh my god!
Like, if that
Do they
bad
not
boy,
realize how far down that shit is? That has to
Like,
that'd be the end of the world.
like, bitch, your ass wouldn't be here worried about it.
Exactly. You wouldn't be telling me this information right now.
In fact, when that one happened, I at my supervisor at the time never heard him cuss, but he walked in the room, and I actually heard him say, "That's a fucking earthquake." And I still remember that. So yeah. So with going that, what's maybe something sticks out in your head as the craziest call you've ever got?
Oh, I don't really know about crazy.
Casey, do
I know
you
there's
remember?
so many.
Were you working with us when the lady on the bicycle got hit?
No, but it's great.
What? Right off the bat, she's laughing. I have no idea, but I'm intrigued.
No, I know exactly who you're talking about, and
so
I'm not gonna say
oh
that
my
bitch
gosh,
deserved
this is
it.
one of
However,
those dark humor moments, right?
Oh my god.
We had this lady. She was a frequent caller. She was really crazy, and she used to ride her bike or push her bike, and I never saw her in person, but I had the image of the lady, the mean lady from the Wizard of Oz, having on her bike.
I do the same thing with cars. I
Yes.
have no idea who they are, but I can create
Right.
who they are. I know what you mean. Yes.
So this was my image of this poor woman.
Right.
And one of the deputies, who he is quite something, and just a character from the country, you know, so he has no fucks to give, right? And he finally tells her one day, she says, I'm just gonna leave. Like, I'm gonna leave the county. I'm gonna go to the next county over or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, well, maybe you should do that. Maybe you should just take your bike and go to the next county.
Okay.
Well, and he worked day shift at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of got this in passing. And it was just a funny story, right?
Right.
Well, that night about 3 a.m.,
It was so funny.
It was foggy. It was one of those you could not see your hand in front of your face type of foggy situations.
Mm-hmm.
And we get a call from somebody that's driving down. It's a like 4-lane divided highway.
Okay.
But there's some houses and stuff on the side, you know, so it's not just a highway. It's populated area a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And they call and they're like, yeah, I just saw this bike off like in the shoulder and I don't see anybody around it, but I just like have this bad feeling and it's so foggy and when the call got put into CAD, everybody was like, no. No.
Right.
It's not. It cannot be.
It was.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that guy happened to be the one that went out, like he went out and sure enough, it was this woman. So, and then about the time the deputies got on scene, and of course they saw the bike, but they couldn't find her because she had been thrown, you know.
Wow. Right.
And so they locate her. We're getting a 911 call from a girl who was the person who hit her and didn't see her.
Right.
And actually thought she had hit an animal until she got home. And she actually like told her parents or whatever, and they were like, you need to go back.
Right.
And so she called 911 and she was on her way back to the scene. But yeah.
Sounds like a movie.
Oh my god.
I guess it's inappropriate then to play this now.
Yes.
That poor lady.
You should have
did this earlier.
Yes.
The deputy who told her you should leave the county is the one who was
yeah.
Oh man, how did that make him feel? He's probably like,
yeah.
Yeah, he actually worked like that evening shift, so he was getting off when this went down, and so yeah, he was like, I'll go check it.
That's but again, and for people who don't understand and not align work, you have to have that sick.
Yes. I mean, it's an awful thing. Don't get me wrong.
And it does.
Because I do not wish, the worst on anybody, but I mean, damn.
Right. And again, we are compassionate. We'll be compassionate. It doesn't mean we're heartless when we do that, but it's our way of coping. I mean, what can you really do? I would love to see you answer a call.
911, where you at, bro? Hold on, slow down, bro. You're saying talking too fast, talking too loud. All right, click.
Now, see,
I'm fired.
Good luck doing
Wait,
that.
and if you hang up on them or something like that, and like let's say they die, that you get big legal trouble for that, don't you?
You cannot hang up.
Yeah, see,
no, you're stuck with them.
Yeah, I'm screwed.
Yeah,
I wouldn't.
Especially and again, we joke, we laugh, but it is terrible when you do have the ones where they may tell you at first on the phone that I think I'm having a heart attack, and then you're listening to them.
Oh God, yeah, that's
Stop
what I'm
breathing.
talking about. Yeah,
And I mean, I've had that many times where unfortunately the ambulance gets there, hang up, and I mean, for us, it's code 100, which in another word, so in your mind, knowing that, wow, I'm the last person that person ever spoke to. I mean, but again, here we are, and that's what makes us crazy. We're functioning crazy people.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
yeah.
I don't know,
Then
I
we
feel
used to have
if all you guys took mushrooms together and told these stories of everything, you guys would be bugging. God,
You
that'd
know-
be like a month-long trip, like for real.
right, and that is like becoming a popular therapy
It's
route.
good. It actually is good for your brain.
And there's a project, a nonprofit out of California that does that for first responders. And I want to have that lady on our show, but I would be terrified because the shit that would come out, I don't know.
I know. Sitting for everyone to listen while you're in therapy, all of a sudden, I'd be like bouncing.
Let's put it this way: the last time I took them, I almost called 911 on myself because I thought something very bad was happening. I was close. It was dialed on my phone, and I was like, "Thank God I ain't doing it." And I tried calling Dad; he didn't answer.
God.
Oh God!
You didn't call 911.
They'd have pumped my stomach, I think.
Right? Because
I'm like, shit, I should have never did this.
Thank God he didn't call 911. He probably 911. Is Doug there?
Can I get
right? Or they'd be like, "Hey, Doug."
So you dialed 411. What's Pat Pizzeria?
Yes. Transfer me to the one with the 9 in it.
Right?
Yeah, no.
Got a niner in there.
Yeah. Oh man. So now going with your show, and you were talking about having a guest on. So tell us about the guests you have had on. So well, first off, how long has the show been going on now?
Since like October of last year.
Yeah, we're on our 25th episode, so not that long.
Very long. I mean, we're very new.
You're kind of beating us right now. I mean, I did a podcast in the past. Jenna and Ryan never did.
I just did music, live music.
He's the amateur. Anyway,
I am the talented one. Thank you very much.
Oh,
so what kind of guests have you had on the show?
Well, we've had other dispatchers, some that we've, worked. Well, most of them we've worked with ourselves. The ones that we had on in the beginning, and then now we're starting to really make contact with lots of folks around. We've got folks interested from Canada, New Mexico, Texas.
Oh, Canada.
911.
What's your emergency, eh?
Yeah.
right.
Slow down, Holzer. I can't hear you.
We've had
I've ever heard. Sorry.
Dr. Meredith Krause. She's been on. She is a psychologist. She is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
She is really cool. Well, we had you on, but somebody forgot to hit record.
We're gonna have you twice. So
let's see.
Even better, right?
I have to admit it's not all your fault because I was supposed to be on, and then like with everything going on, I totally forgot, and I had them like it's like I ghosted them for a day, and I feel horrible.
They hated us.
It was unintentional. I'm sorry.
This mother.
Well, we were like, damn, did something bad fucking happen to him? Like,
I know. I'm like hot.
And
we're like the last fucking people that probably talked to his ass. Like,
I know. That's the dark humor, right? We're like, oh shit, I hope he didn't die.
And then they were thinking that I would have FaceTimed like, hey guys, have you seen my brother?
I haven't talked to him in weeks. Have you? You're the last person he said he was
talking to some girls from Virginia.
Oh Jesus. Yeah, that wouldn't have
been messed up because we were really. I'm like, do I send the message that says, "Did you die?" or no? Like,
you know what would have been crazy is if I responded back, be like, "Yes,
yes." See, I would do something like that. Yes,
be like, absolutely, but I could still be on next time.
Or if like my ceiling fan starts talking some shit,
Wait. Let's go back real quick. I have to ask this.
Oh, and you missed that because when you ghosted us,
some ghost apparently got you.
Yeah.
Oh, you have to explain.
We had some more shit. What was it? Because now I'm trying to put this shit behind me because I don't fuck with that shit.
It started out with like the sounds, like the phone sounds.
Oh yeah, the clicking and clacking, like
Right, like message sending
messages.
and message incoming, and then it was like there was like some little
It
Mexican
did that
dance
little,
music.
you know,
Yeah,
and then it's like dookie dookie dook dook dookie,
yeah.
dook, you know.
That would have been a bad joke if you did say, "Did you die?" I'd be like, "Yes," and then came one. Can you hear me from the other side?
Yeah, that would not be cool, dude.
Yeah.
I crossed the line there.
I love that stuff, but it fucks. Ooh, man, that shit.
They're a little too crazy
when you're
for
dealing
that
with
kind of crap.
Oof.
I like you.
Yeah, that.
I wonder. Oh my gosh,
I don't-
I'll have to see if I can find that that audio clip of that first time, Casey, because that was woo.
It's on the one from 12/28. It's the I think that was. The
I think I
episode it was
saved
from.
it by itself.
Oh, okay,
because
okay.
It was so freakish.
So this is a regular thing.
Well, I mean, it's
It
happened
sounds like
twice.
I don't
But
know.
she said she
Yours
could
was
hear
sounding
some
a little
shit,
more
though.
scary.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say, sounds like we need to take a trip to Fredericksburg
I'm with it. Let's go. I'll be
Mm-mm.
and do some investigating.
I don't want to know. I mean, it could be this property because the land that we live on, we have 10 acres and God knows what the hell's down here.
I mean, again, a big battle happened there.
Lots of them, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying. In fact, the battle happened there before it went to Gettysburg. History lesson for the day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
They moved forth north
Oh,
to the Pennsylvania Gettysburg Field, and from there they slaughtered each other to death.
don't try.
What? This is an old time talking. You messed me up.
So, and I have to ask, so your husband, we mentioned the word whacker when I was on your show. Did you go back and
Yes.
Good for him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he was a whacker too. Mm-hmm.
so the term whacker, do you know what the term whacker is, Ryan?
No. Just
Right.
I know what it is, but I don't want to say it in my daughter's
Yeah.
room.
Ryan, I said Ryan actually belonged to the fire department, I think, for what, 7 minutes?
Okay, yo. And this goes
7
back
minutes.
to that. I was there for about a month, long enough for me to chill inside the fire hall when nobody else was there. And then we got a call for an overdose. And I seen my first dead body, foam out the mouth. I said, nope, I'm done.
Nope, you were done.
Dad was walking in with the bag, and I'm walking out going, nope. Going home.
Yeah.
Here's my pager.
Yeah, which of course, me, I stuck with it because I'm the older and much wiser. But
I feel like I've heard that before.
what's that? Do you have? There you go. Let's go with this. Do you each have siblings?
No.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Are you the
No.
oldest, youngest, middle?
I am the oldest, and yes, we actually had my brother on one of our early episodes. He's a fireman as well.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Isn't it amazing? Like the greatness of being the oldest. You wonder why did the parents keep going?
I know. I mean, why not just stop with perfection?
I already know.
Oh,
I was a drunk night. I already know Dad told me.
I don't even of course, if Jenna was here, she'd be like, I got
They
it right the
played me
first
for
time.
years. They kept trying to go, but got you instead.
Oh, well.
Yeah, my husband's a third child too. He's the youngest. He'd say the same thing.
It's the babies are always like that.
Yep.
But going back with the whacker, because that's what happens on our show. We get sidetracked a lot. So yeah, it's
What were we talking about?
So with the whacker thing, for anyone who doesn't know, a whacker is someone who is, especially when they first start out, it's like everything is fire department. That's it. Even volunteer. It's that's my entire life. I'm going to deck out my vehicle with all the blue and red
LED lights that blind everybody as I drive by.
Well, I always thought the term whacker was something from around here until we spoke and I mentioned the word whacker, and apparently it's a known thing everywhere.
I don't know. Around here we call them hose
Yeah.
heads.
All right. Well, around here too, it's all
Yeah.
volunteer. We don't have everything's volunteer. Do you guys have a
Yeah.
mix of volunteer and paid?
Mm-hmm. Yep, we do.
We do. Most
Yeah.
places. Now, like some of the more rural counties are primarily volunteer, but yeah, a lot of it's mixed now.
Gotcha. So do you call the ones paid the professionals? I've heard that.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they're called down here.
No, they just say, they call me the fireman. That's my name.
I don't know that song. No.
The reason I
Yeah,
asked.
no, George Strait.
Oh, George Strait. I only know like 2 George Strait songs.
Oh,
we're
goodness.
gonna go see George.
I know.
Strait,
I was listening to George Strait earlier to try and learn some songs, so I'm going to continue to do that. Too.
Our dad's a huge
fireman.
George
You got to know the fireman. Come on.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I only know honky tonk but donkey donk.
Oh my God.
Not George.
That's Miley Citrus, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, Miley Citrus.
This is Miley Cyrus.
Or Trace Atkins, you know.
I was going to say Trace Atkins did it first, though.
Yeah.
Well, you guys are big country fans down there, aren't you, Virginia? And I'm not being prejudiced. I'm asking.
Damn, he went there.
He did.
I mean, I pretty much listen to everything.
Yeah, I do too. But
I mean, God,
country
listen to New Kids on the Block for fuck's sake. I mean, come on.
Oh, I have some of that on here. I wish I had
New Kids on the Block, like that. No, I'm just kidding because I know you're a big Donnie Wahlberg fan.
Oh, yes, indeed, yes.
Burgers.
What? Do you have a Wahlburgers down there?
No.
I wish.
I passed one in Boston once.
Boston? You went to the Boston Hardcore Show.
Yeah.
Boston Hardcore Show. Fuck it.
Well, you know, that's where they're from. So
We were talking about accents when we were when I was on your show. You can't listen to an accent with him because he just does he mimics every.
I just see it.
Yeah. So anyway, so how can people listen? Go back to the podcast. How can people listen to the podcast?
well, we're pretty much on every platform: Spotify, YouTube, Amazon
Music.
Apple Music.
MySpace.
yeah.
We're on
search
Facebook,
911
Instagram.
Delta.
Yeah.
Now when you do your show, do you stream it live or is it recorded or?
It is recorded.
Okay. I was just wondering because that
Yeah.
way if it was live, promote where it goes live. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's
good.
live or
That's
not.
better for quality too.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's really hard to get live quality.
How often do you guys do an episode?
Once a
Weekly.
week, but now that we're getting quite a few folks wanting to be on, I mean, we're recording more a week, but still planning on just spitting out a episode a week.
Shit,
Nice.
you better start charging then.
Yeah.
Everybody line up, pay up.
Every
Oh,
Thursday.
well, they're already charging us $500 each for this, but I told them we told them Jenna's got it.
Yeah, I lost my checkbook. Sorry.
There you go.
Wow. So, no, listen, it's like I had said, you guys, the concept that you have is so great. And it's, I'm glad that people are recognizing it. And because not only people in the line of work, but like we talked about, people who, I mean, what do they think? They think we're just sitting there. It's like we're a call center.
Right.
And we're just answering phones like we're customer service. They don't realize how much actually goes into it. And especially how many times do you get the 911 call? You say, okay, we're sending help. And then they call back 5 minutes later saying, I called 20 minutes ago. Why haven't you left yet?
Jeez.
Yes, all the time. Like,
Like,
bitch, I ain't coming.
Well, heart attack. 5 minutes later. I'm sorry, it's just gas.
Right.
Half the time you hear, oh, I'm having the worst thing ever happen to me. And you send a medic and they're just like, recall.
You
them.
guys ever heard anybody having like toxic diarrhea over the phone?
Nah.
No.
I don't.
Just curious.
I don't know about that, but vomiting.
Yes, I have heard
And
that.
oh my God. Ugh. That and like the COPD three packs a day smokers coughing in your
You could smell the Marlboro.
you can feel you can just feel the green shit in their lungs coming up and you're like, oh God, please.
I'm having
no.
breathing problems and I don't know why.
Right.
Oh, my oxygen tank lighting a cigarette. I need help.
Yeah.
Could somebody bring a lighter? Mine blew up.
And then the next thing you hear is,
Right.
Right.
No,
Right.
Like, don't have anything to eat or drink. Be like, I just drank water. And I had a Newport.
100, no, short, not a 100.
So I got to put this
Jesus.
out. You notice they don't have that in our pre-arrivals. Is if you're smoking something, put it out.
Right.
Maybe you should have that.
Right.
Because I don't think I've ever asked anyone having breathing problems, do you smoke?
No, that's not on there.
No, it's not.
Yeah. Until you ask that question and they're like, that's none of your business.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
Right. And because of dark humor comments like that is why we get shit like this.
Yes.
Hold on. Can we hear it? Hold on.
Yeah, let's see.
All right, hold on. That's a little bit. Let me see.
So I'll turn yours up.
The families tend not to understand. Sunshine. See? My only sunshine? What?
Wait, what? What was that?
Did you hear that shit?
It was something about family and noise and
It was in. So we're recording this.
Uh-huh.
We're recording, and then let me max the volume.
And that bitch decides she gonna interrupt my show.
What was this? What was this?
We were recording a podcast episode.
Oh, okay.
And in the middle of it, that voice comes over and says, "Sunshine."
Sunshine.
We need to go to. How far are you from the battlefield?
Well, hell, I don't even live in that in the city of Fredericksburg. Like I live probably
like the outside.
Now, the center that we worked in together was right behind and probably on top of a Confederate cemetery.
See, I would never be inside. I'd be outside all the time.
Yeah.
But this particular thing was actually from my house.
I'm pretty sure it was her house because
pretty sure it was my house.
It sounded like it either that or it was just in the technology, but it didn't sound like it was in my room. But you said it did, and you got like chilled when it happened.
Like I was like, "What the fuck?" Like,
I have a good friend. We have a good friend named Jean Durkin. She's a psychic medium. We're bringing you on, and we're going to have her do a reading. And you might not like. She might say you have 38 spirits following you at all times.
Dougie, you shut your mouth.
Maybe you took Carol Ann home.
What's that? What did you say?
I said to Casey, maybe she took Carol Ann home. Because I don't think Carol Ann is nearly as active as she used to be.
See?
Maybe. What was his name? I can't remember. Frank. Maybe it's just Frank now. Maybe that's the problem.
Are these ghosts that are in your center?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we named them.
But you know what's crazy? I feel like every center is buried next to or on top of, because ours is born right next to an unmarked pauper cemetery that they stuck 9/11 steel right on top as a memorial.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
You know, and I back in 2008, I took a picture of the basement down there and caught a face. I'm gonna send it to you guys so you can take a look at it. This face is like mouth wide open. It's like
the old courthouse.
Yeah.
I love being in that by myself. You hear everything.
Oh yeah, no, hell no. But I will say, if it is some type of spiritual whatever, I do not feel like, and I'm scared of my own fucking shadow. So, like I don't feel like weird or like that it would be evil or, I mean, at least not yet. And bitch, don't you start because I tell you what.
I mean, Carol Ann never felt that way.
Now.
What's that shadow on the wall behind you?
Maybe.
Yeah, who is that behind you?
I don't know.
Hopefully
nothing.
Let me try this.
Yeah, what's back there?
Boo.
Well, listen, seriously, guys. I say it a million times. It's a great concept, and I really enjoy what you do, and I'm glad we were able to connect, and I look forward to coming on again. But I listen, and if you guys are for it, we'll regularly have you on, and I mean, I could sit here all night and go over calls and all that.
It's a party. Woo,
Yeah.
woo, woo.
I mean, as I said, it's of course you got to be careful when you talk about some of this stuff because you don't want to violate HIPAA.
Well, right.
Oh,
they just have karaoke or some bullshit. We don't even got to talk this bad.
I mean, Jenna comes in the studio and come in. You guys will probably go on for hours. They'll be like, and here they are.
I don't know. I think they might want to get off a lot faster.
We're like,
when Jenna's not here, you're like, I'm talking too much. I'm sorry. And I know you want to go, but hold on. I know it's at 11 p.m. I'm sorry. It is
shit.
2,300 hours. I'm sorry.
Ryan just recently learned military time.
Yeah.
Oh,
I tried
it's a
for
great
years to
thing.
figure this shit out, but then my boy, he told me that all you got to do is just -2 from whatever the number is. I'm like, that's so freaking easy.
It's not brain surgery.
Well, sorry.
You know the phonetic alphabet?
Alpha
We
Bravo,
do.
Charlie, Delta, Echo, Frederick.
Where
No.
they're from.
Frederick.
Fahrenheit.
Right.
Frank.
Alpha Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo, Foxtrot, Golf, Hotel, India, Juliet, Kilo, Lima, Mike, November, Oscar, Papa, Quebec, Romeo, Sierra, Tango, Uniform, Victor. Wow. Whiskey, X-Ray, Yankee, Zulu. Did I forget one?
You
I
said
don't know.
Yeah, he got it all.
What
I
was
don't even know
K?
why I do that.
What was K?
Kilo?
Oh, I always said
Kilo.
nice.
Knife. Oh, do you guys have those officers that give you
Oh,
some
yeah.
whack?
Oh yeah.
Or the citizens, the tow truck drivers are my favorite. When they try and they come up with some whack shit, and you're like,
Apple, banana.
Yeah, they
Right.
think they're so fucking cool and like trying to be so serious. Like, dude, no, you sound like a fucktard. Shut up. Like, get off my phone.
It's funny. I actually have in the chat here a couple people I work with, and one Melissa I work with. She goes, "I ice cream." That's always a good one. And it's
That's
funny
a good
because
one.
we used to have this one officer in one agency, and he would give you the phonetic alphabet to the point that he would do that. He'd be like, "I'll be out with A Alpha, D Delta, I ice cream." It's like, I don't need you to tell me what the
Right.
letter is.
Isn't that why he's saying the words?
Listen,
Why do they do that? So it can like slow it down so you guys know what.
well, no, it's because if you just say IST, they could be one thing, but you're hearing another.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how y'all radios are down there, but ours tend to not.
right, be the clearest.
Yeah, for sure.
And then M's and N's and B's and D's and things like that just sound alike.
And S's and F's.
I had
Right.
one guy. One guy my dad worked with used to work with. He talked like this on the radio, and
I know who
I-
you talk
I-
about,
I-
man.
I'll never forget one time he gave me something like a tag. He's like, zebra. So when I read it back Zulu, and he comes back over the radio to yell at me. He goes, Z County, zebra. I came back with zebra and Zulu. Z, same thing.
You're the one that was like, hey, suspect got hair rod.
I shot
That's
the dog.
great.
I shot the dog. Yeah,
Oh, jeez.
you guys got them memorable those officers.
Oh, yeah. That's
Absolutely.
like the one-niner traffic guys. Niner.
We don't really have Niners. That's one.
One-liners and Roger that. Like, who the fuck's Roger?
Roger that.
Right. See, we have a
Roger
lot
that.
of being in that Northern Virginia area. We're really close to Quantico, which is a big Marine base. So there's a lot of ex-military.
That's where like that FBI show is.
Yeah. Close to right.
Criminal Minds.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, you get the military variations and it's hilarious. With one-niner and you're like, oh, wait.
It just
Wait.
fucks with your brain.
It
for
does. It
a
just messes
second.
up your brain. You're like, what?
9 or what? 9 or 9 or
9 or 8.
Right.
Niners are gonna go.
Nine or niner. Yeah.
I'm not a San Francisco kind
Yeah.
of guy, but do
Yeah.
you guys use 10 codes?
Used
Not
to.
anymore.
Okay. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think they're trying to go away from that because trying to everybody get on that national
Right.
level.
Yeah.
Because for the longest time, we would call tankers until they realized that if you ask for a tanker somewhere else, you're going to get a plane. So they're tenders. So,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. It's great. That's why I like talking with people from other agencies, because you can compare and see how much you're alike and how much, different. What's your average call volume, let's say in a year? Do you have...
Oh, over 100,000. Like probably what?
yeah,
150?
law enforcement would be like
Right.
150 and about like 16,000 fire rescue.
Rescue. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, again, guys, thank you
Thanks.
so much for coming on.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Like I warned you with coming on, we're a little more free open, but we did have to bleep you a lot.
Yeah.
I did
That's
warn
okay.
you guys.
We don't like to say the F word.
Or not.
Yeah,
I'm
see,
just
you-
fucking kidding, bro.
Man.
But again, yeah. So we're I did once before, but I'm going to share on our Facebook page your podcast, and you again check you out. You said Spotify, Apple Music, all those platforms,
Yep,
correct?
all of them.
Yep.
Awesome.
Awesome
Indeed.
sauce.
We appreciate it, guys.
Yes, Anna Kacey, thank you so much. I look forward to being on again, and yeah, we'll do a take two. But again, great job with what you're doing. I'm so glad that we were able to
Thanks.
connect and do this.
Yep, appreciate it.
Yeah,
You
us
guys have a
too.
good night.
Thank you.
All right, Quesadilla and
See you
Anna,
guys.
everybody.
All right, thank you very much.
Deuces.
All right.
They were cool.
Oh, absolutely. No,
They're still on there. Oh, there we go.
No, they are. It was great that I saw that, and I'm glad I did because again,
Ooh.
anybody that's got the nerve to come on and do a podcast,
Yeah,
it's
on a
something that's
Thursday.
not- huh?
On a
I'm
Thursday.
just talking about in general.
No, that was cool. They were
Are,
pretty
are
cool.
we still having this on Monday?
I'm on nights.
No.
We'll get
But-
it here and there.
Yeah,
It's all
I'm
about the
sorry.
surprise.
Stella, you can take my place.
What do you mean?
You can just be on here now. All
Well,
you
I
got to
don't
do,
know what to talk about.
huh?
Neither do we. You just talk.
Come on now. When do we ever?
Well, I can talk about.
I could sit here and tell you how weird your dad was growing up.
Yes,
She already knows.
please. No, please. All I know is your dance moves.
Yeah, my good dance moves.
Your dad, what from the video? Of
Yeah, from
the
Jessica's party.
Macarena.
That was pretty bad.
But yeah, no, like I said, it is neat. It's cool to talk to other people
Yeah.
from.
But it was
from,
cool for people that came in.
Wait,
Shout out
wait.
to Stephanie. Shout out to Jackie.
No. So
else we got on
we
there?
got all right.
Wait.
So that's Lil Whip.
Lil Whip.
Remember Lil Whip?
Lil Whip.
You guys yelled her name out the
Oh,
one day. You and Ben.
that was a long
you
time
can't
ago.
remember anything.
Lil Whip.
We have Pam.
Pamela.
You know,
I'm sorry. You saying Pan?
Pam.
Oh, Pan.
Pam with
Pan.
an N.
Panila.
Pan.
Okay.
No, that's Pam McFadden, Pam McClure. Now you know Pam.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Dad's wife.
what's that?
Dad's wife.
Actually, she says all the time.
Yeah,
that,
she is Dad's wife. She's our stepmom.
Yes.
Because last time I seen her, I was just like, "What do you make for dinner tonight, Mom?"
No, we just got done doing training for work, and she was in there, and I always make the joke is like, sometimes I question if she's my mother. And then let's see, we got Melissa Hadlock, Miss
Melissa.
You know Melissa, Miss. Do you know her? Oh, you don't.
I
know
know
much anyway.
faces. I know faces.
You know faces. Okay.
faces.
Oh, Pam says I am. Casey Dwyer. Oh my God, I haven't seen her. She used to be at the 911. We got a lot of 911 people on here.
Casey,
Uh,
what's good? Did I see Steven Leiber on there?
did he? Did you?
I'm pretty sure at the top I seen Steven.
Hold
Stefan.
on, let me get back on.
Unless I'm seeing shit.
Hiya.
No shit.
He must be doing his kung fu tonight. What are you doing?
Yes, he's a black belt.
Are you showing your stuffed animal's butt?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
All right,
Anyway.
baby.
All right, guys. Well, wait, hold on. Melissa, like I was the one always busting Doug's chops.
Oh yeah. No, I remember.
What?
She's cool.
No.
Yo, when you walked out of the room, we had. I mean, she's respectful.
Wow.
Oh man, Sarah. We don't want to get into Sarah right now. These are inside jokes that
Sarah.
are. You know what I need to do is I need to have all them on to talk
We should.
about.
Okay, let's put it this way. 1, 2, 3, 4.
No, they're not taking my seat.
The weight limit of this facility we're in
The
can hold
facility.
up to 8 people. So
We're in it.
Well, no one's taking my seat, so.
you're in Aunt Jenna's seat.
Yeah, with the bedazzledness. So yeah,
It
we need
hurts
to
my
we
eyes.
need to have them on, and we could share our stories. The problem is we got to turn the video off because we don't want to expose you. Pam might not care.
That's what she'll be like, put it all on me. I got it.
She's retired, so she gets it no matter what. She's just there by choice now. So.
We just turn it on me.
Huh?
We just turn it on me. Now.
All right. So everybody listen. So thank you for tuning in again for another show. We want to thank Casey and Anna for coming on. What was that?
SpongeBob.
Come on, babe.
Oh, I was getting ready to say, what the hell happened? Am I having a stroke?
Yeah.
So thank you for Anna Kacey for coming on. That's 901 Delta, the Tethered for Life. We'll post their podcast up on our Facebook page. And but again, Pam wants us to let her know when we're on again, so we're gonna have Pam on.
Hell yeah.
Yes,
I'm down with
we're
it.
gonna have it. But
Do you still like Svetka vodka?
No. Here's with Pam though. Pam's gonna get on and attract all the male callers.
Oh.
She's got the Pam voice.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
Distinct.
Yeah.
Even in your worst situation, she makes you feel like you're okay.
She's made a lot of people feel certain ways, and she knows what I'm talking about. Listen, I'll end with this, Pam. You know who this is. Let me just talk to me for 5 seconds. Okay, thank you. Goodbye.
Oh my God. I gotta know off there.
Anyway, all right, everybody. So for myself, for Sketchy, and for Genevieve, who's not here tonight, everybody, thank you again so much for tuning in, and we will see you next time.
Peace out.
Bye.